Determining whether there is a difference between evaluation criteria and existing conditions is a fundamental step in developing audit findings and conclusions. Internal auditors establish evaluation criteria during planning to define what should exist, then compare actual conditions observed during fieldwork to those standards. According to the program, auditors must analyze existing conditions, identify root causes and potential effects of deviations, and evaluate the significance of findings. This process enables auditors to determine whether controls, processes, and activities are functioning as intended and whether corrective action is needed. A structured comparison between expected and actual performance helps ensure that audit conclusions are objective, evidence-based, and aligned with organizational goals. The first step in evaluating findings is analyzing existing conditions and comparing them to established evaluation criteria. Evaluation criteria may originate from laws, regulations, policies, procedures, contractual requirements, industry standards, performance targets, or best practices. Existing conditions represent the actual state of operations, controls, or activities observed during the engagement. Internal auditors gather evidence through interviews, observations, document reviews, testing, and data analysis to understand these conditions accurately. When actual conditions align with criteria, controls and processes are generally considered effective. However, when differences exist, auditors must determine whether the deviation indicates a control deficiency, operational weakness, compliance issue, or other risk that requires further examination and reporting. Once a deviation has been identified, auditors must determine its root cause. Root cause analysis focuses on understanding why a problem occurred rather than merely documenting the symptoms. Common root causes include inadequate policies, ineffective procedures, insufficient training, poor supervision, lack of resources, system limitations, communication failures, or weak organizational culture. Identifying the true cause is essential because corrective actions that address only symptoms often fail to prevent recurrence. Internal auditors may use techniques such as interviews, process mapping, cause and effect analysis, or the 5 whys methodology to investigate underlying issues. Effective root cause analysis enhances the value of audit recommendations and supports sustainable process improvements. In addition to identifying root causes, auditors must evaluate the potential effects of deviations from evaluation criteria. Effects describe the actual or possible consequences resulting from a deficiency or weakness. These consequences may include financial losses, operational inefficiencies, regulatory violations, reputational damage, customer dissatisfaction, cybersecurity exposures, or strategic setbacks. Some effects may already have occurred, while others represent future risks if corrective action is not taken. Understanding the potential impact of a deviation helps auditors communicate the importance of findings to management and governance bodies. A clear explanation of consequences also supports management's decision-making regarding risk mitigation and resource allocation. After identifying conditions, causes, and effects, auditors must appraise factors that establish the significance of findings. Significance is determined by evaluating the magnitude, likelihood, frequency, and overall impact of the issue on organizational objectives. Factors such as financial exposure, regulatory consequences, control environment weaknesses, management concerns, and stakeholder expectations may influence significance assessments. Auditors should also consider whether the issue is isolated or systemic and whether compensating controls exist. Significant findings generally require prompt management attention and stronger corrective actions. Consistent evaluation of significance helps ensure that audit reports focus on the most important issues and provide meaningful information to decision-makers. A practical model for evaluating audit findings consists of 6 interconnected stages: establish evaluation criteria, determine existing conditions, identify deviations, perform root cause analysis, assess actual and potential effects, and evaluate significance based on defined risk factors. This structured approach enables auditors to develop clear, logical, and well-supported findings. By systematically comparing criteria and conditions, understanding underlying causes, evaluating consequences, and assessing significance, internal auditors provide stakeholders with actionable insights that support governance, risk management, and control improvements. The resulting findings become a valuable tool for management in addressing weaknesses, reducing risk exposures, and enhancing organizational performance and accountability.